Hey guys, Jason Dowdy here again with Weichert Realtors Tower Properties. So this is kind of part 3 of some of the changes that are taking place on August 17th of 2024. This is kind of my final little chapter, even though there's a few little things, but it's probably not worth getting into the weeds and the mud on. In my previous videos, the first one being obviously what it means to be a buyer, what does it mean to have a contract in order to actually even go out and look at a home, and of course, or can I look at a home without a contract? Yes, you can. Go to an open house. The second part we talked a little bit about in the second video was on commissions, right? How is the transaction funded, and am I going to expect to pay, who's getting paid, and so forth, okay? In this video, all I want to do is kind of break down things for you for a seller. Okay, so some things are going to change for the seller and how the commissions obviously work. You're going to negotiate with your agent as far as how we're going to structure the funding, as far as the commissions, who's getting paid, and so forth. Okay, but what can you also expect? Things like open houses are going to probably be more common because that's how you're going to get that buyer that's going to come through your door, right? There are people out there that are a little bit hesitant to actually go look at a house because they're afraid of, the what if somebody finds out I'm looking to move or what have you. They don't want to sign a contract. So the only way they're really going to get into your home is to actually come to an open house, just because they're fear of actually signing a contract with somebody. So for us, from the seller standpoint, I do highly recommend you do have an open house. Okay, so with that too, I also want you to think about this. I know in the last video we talked about how you might say, okay, the listing agent's going to charge me X number of percentage, but then I may or may not agree to pay a buyer's agent. But I do want to leave you with this thought. If you are going to be selling your house without any commissions offered to a buyer's agent, you will start receiving offers with buyer compensation. It could be 3%, could be 5%, could be 6%, it could be whatever, right? You can imagine that number. It might be 1%. You don't know, right? But let's imagine you're in a multiple offer situation. And of course, you've got all these different numbers and offers and buyers agents asking for commissions in order to get your offer and to get it taken care of. You're going to have to negotiate all that. My stance is, and this is my recommendation, and we can always discuss this, but is why not set the price so you know what you're going to get, and that way you're not having to negotiate with everybody, okay? It'll make it smoother. The one thing I usually advise my agents is you got to remember there's lots of parties involved in a transaction, and we have to play good in the sandbox. We can't just be arguing and bickering and that kind of stuff to try and get a transaction together. We got to try to work together, okay? So as a seller, like I said, I do recommend open houses. Try to set your standards on the front end. And of course, make sure you're working with an agent that's going to market your home, that's going to be working on your behalf, and those are negotiating skills. This is Jason Dowdy with Weichert Realtors Tower Properties. If you have any questions on what it might take to sell your home, I'd love to help walk you through that process. Make it a great day. Jason Dowdy.